Skechers store, Skechers.com, or whatever high-performance sports shoes are sold.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Swiffer Power Mop.
I have a dare for you. After you use your old mop and bucket, put on your whitest socks and walk across the floor. Now look down. What's that gray stuff on your socks? I used to have that too, until I switched to Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop breaks down and locks away tough messes. Take the dare. Try Swiffer Power Mop. White sock approved.
The smarter way to clean your floors. It's time to make the swap. Swiffer Power Mop.
Helping your inner circle prepare for emergencies can start in many ways. Put together an emergency kit with WipeWall. Create a family communication plan with your tita. Remind Bai to keep a backup battery charged. It all starts with a simple step, telling those you care about to be ready for the worst. So start a conversation and plan for emergencies together. Get more tips at ready.gov/start. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Hey, it's Brew, and I feel like everything in my life depends on being connected. Whether I'm uploading a video, hopping on a call before my show, or video chatting with my family back in Michigan, I never have to think about my Wi-Fi. And that's why Xfinity stands out. You get the most reliable, fiber-powered Wi-Fi with the best equipment at one price for 5 years guaranteed. No contracts or commitments. Plus, you can get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber or coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity, imagine that.
You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies. And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Oh, really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they have it. But with early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Take action by taking the 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. You might not be able to escape having this song stuck in your head, but you can escape prediabetes. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
This hurricane season, keep it on FM 104.3 for hurricane coverage as we partner with CBS 4 to bring you the latest storm information. Hurricane coverage on WQAM comes from the Paul Baines Roofing Hurricane Center, serving Broward, Dade, and Palm Beach. Whether it's a new roof, repair, or 24/7 emergency service.
I'm Paul. Give me a call
at 954-981-7663 or paulbainesroofing.com.
This Odyssey Sports broadcast is presented by ZipRecruiter. Find out why 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try it free at ziprecruiter.com/team.
He golfs that one high in the air, out to right. Wood is back and right on cue. Kyle Sauers, second deck.
Miami Marlins baseball is on deck. The official pregame show of the Miami Marlins on the home of the Marlins, WQAM.
And behind Sandy Alcantara, this guy has gone the distance. It's his 13th career complete game and his 5th career complete game shutout.
Marlins on Deck is brought to you by ADT, the official security partner of the Miami Marlins, and by Werner, Hoffman, Gregg, and Garcia, official law firm of the Miami Marlins.
It's all down. I'm pissed off. I'm ready to go.
Why do you get so pissed off?
I don't like hitters.
Let's head out to the ballpark. Here's your host, Steven Strom.
Nice job, Vladdy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are live here from Lone Depot Park in beautiful Miami, Florida. It's great to be home here on an 87-degree Friday night. The roof and the walls are slammed and shut, and you're listening to Miami Marlins baseball on the radio. We're back on 104.3 FM, WQAM.
Were there any commonalities you feel like these last 3 days?
3 losses.
Game 129 of 162. 34 games remain. And after an off day yesterday, the Marlins are back in the 305 where they've been excellent. They've posted a 38-25 record. That's best for 4th most victories at home in the show. And now Miami sits 4 games back of a National League wildcard spot. The point being, Miami's time to go is now. And it's a good opponent to see. The Marlins are not only 5-1 against the Washington Nationals this season, but they'll be without 2 of their best players in C.J. Abrams and James Wood. Now, the big question, can the Marlins take advantage? It'll be Ryan Gusto who will get the ball for his 12th start this season. He's actually filled in admirably for the All-Star Max Meyer, who is still on the shelf. Gusto will go opposite a couple of guys tonight. It'll first be Brad Lord, the right-hander. He'll make his 3rd start since moving from the Nationals bullpen to the rotation. Nats did move on from Zach Littell and Miles Michaelis, so they've called on Lord to be a little bit of a Tyler Phillips hybrid. We will also see tonight Will Dion. He's a southpaw that was traded over from Cleveland to Washington. He's expected to take the bulk as well. Only thing you need to know, he is unfortunately a left-handed pitcher. It is game 1 of a 3-game set. We're pumped to bring it to you between your 64-64 Miami Marlins and the 61-68 Washington Nationals. We will get going at 7:10, as we always do here at Lone Depot Park on Friday night, and we thank you for making Marlins on Deck a part of your night. I'm with Jack McMullen and the 4-time World Series champ, Jeff Nelson. I am Steven Strom. We got a great show for you ahead. A lot of sound, a lot of things that we need to get layer-wise. We got some roster moves. We'll get you out of the count. We've got Jack that'll jump in. Nelly will join when the game does start. He's doing the car wash, a little pregame on TV. Expo question today at Marlins Radio, and Steve's guarantee to victory. But let's start here where both teams are at, and we'll be nice. We'll begin with the visitors, and that's the Washington Nationals. And look, the Nats were one of the surprises of baseball this season. I mean, coming into August 1st, this was a team that was 55-56. But what tends to happen around this time of the year, we call it the dog days. There are certain teams that start to take off, and there are certain teams that begin to slow down. For whatever reason, it has been the slowing down version for the Washington Nationals. They've gone 6-12 this month in August. They've won just 1 series, and they actually won against a team that we won against last week, and that's Cincinnati Reds. But a big reason why, folks, James Wood was placed on the IL on August 4th with an oblique injury. C.J. Abrams is day-to-day with an ankle sprain. With all that being said, they still are number 1 in runs. They still are number 1 in home runs, and although they are missing 2 big pieces and are also missing a guy that's been good all season, Luis Garcia, he was traded as well, this is a team that you still need to keep sharp. You can't give up free walks. You can't give up, free bases against the Washington Nationals because they will make you pay. If Miami can keep the ball in the yard, you feel like they're going to win this series, and it's a must-win series, I would say, here on this 21st day of August against a team that doesn't have their 2 best players. Now, let's get to the Marlins. This was an encouraging beginning of the road trip. I just mentioned they take 2 out of 3 in Cincinnati, and they go to Philadelphia feeling pretty good. They end up losing to the Phillies by 1 run, 2 runs, and 3 runs. And a big reason why, left 7, 5, and 11 on base in that series against the Phillies. That's 23 men on base that the Marlins did not bring in. Couple of questions that come with this next 34 games. Can Otto Lopez find his form? He's hitting 202, the All-Star, the guy that was hitting 340 over his last 32 games. 341 to 308, still great. The other question for me is you've gotten this excellent offensive productivity from Griffin Conine and Javier Sanoja, but it feels like there's not anyone else that has come out to emerge. Can the Marlins get that third guy in motion for this offense? Now, Miami, as I mentioned, are back at home. They have the 4th most victories in all of baseball here at home. And here was Clayton McCullough on turning the page here against the Washington Nationals.
We know that the importance of these games right now, and hopefully we can carry success we've had here at home this year into this one. Certainly it's a big homestand from where we just are, the number of games left and kind of where we put ourselves. So glad to be back home now, and excited for us to hopefully come out here and try to win a couple series and get ourselves back moving.
Again, Miami 38-25 at Lone Depot Park. More from Clayton McCullough. Jack will recap the Philadelphia Phillies series with him. We also have an injury update as well, a big piece in the bullpen. We've got an update for you. Also, how the Marlins plan to navigate pitching-wise against a Washington lineup that looks very different than the one we saw a couple of months ago. Jack and Clayton straight ahead on the Marlins Radio Network.
BrandSmart USA is the heavy hitters, like big screen TVs and appliances, but our lineup is way deeper than you think. We've got mattresses, furniture, and grills for the cookout, plus everything from fitness equipment, vacuums, AC units, the latest tech, and more to keep your home running like a pro. We make life easier with fast delivery, professional installation, haul away, and our own in-house repair centers. All at the lowest price with 0% interest financing and buy now, pay later options. BrandSmart USA, favorite brands, lowest prices guaranteed.
Upgrade your family vacation with an unforgettable escape to the Palm Beaches. From outdoor adventures and laid-back beaches to thrilling family attractions and animal encounters, the Palm Beaches have something for everyone. Discover premier resorts with creative kids clubs that will keep the little ones entertained while you enjoy world-class golf and spas. We are the original, the one, the only, the Palm Beaches. Plan your trip at thepalmbeaches.com.
At Lone Depot, we're big on home. Home games, home teams, home field advantage, and you better believe it, home runs. For us, home means everything, which is why we're offering more options that make buying your first home easier and more affordable. No matter where you are on your home ownership journey, round the corner to LoneDepot.com and let us help get you home. That's LoneDepot.com. We're on deck ready to hit it out of the home ownership park for you. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLC ID number 174475.
South Florida's top choice for quality signs and graphics is Metro Group Miami. With Metro signs and Metro wraps, no job is too big or too small for the experts at Metro Group Miami. A proud corporate partner and official signage and graphics provider of the Miami Marlins, they bring brands to life. Call them today at 954-983-6662. Visit MetroGroupMiami.com to discover what they can do for you. Metro Group Miami, signs, graphics, car wraps. They're your everything team.
This is Lexi Strom, and you're listening to Marlins on Deck with Steven Strom on the Marlins Radio Network.
Good job right there by the little sister, Lexi Strom, bringing us back here on Marlins on Deck. It is Women's Empowerment Night at Lone Depot Park, and of course, I am very, very lucky to have the women in my life, my family, and my wife. You'll hear from them throughout the show. Okay, Jack McMullen got a chance to chat with Clayton McCullough. Per usual, we sit down with the skipper before every game one of each series, and here was Jack and Clayton not only talking about the Washington lineup that is not going to feature C.J. Abrams and James Wood, but also recapping what was a frustrating and puzzling sweep in Philadelphia.
All right, thank you very much, Stephen. Clayton McCullough, you told us before Game 3 in Philly that you were really proud of the way that your lineup attacked Sanchez and Wheeler. When you look back, I understand it was 3 losses in Philly, but what jumps out about that series to you?
Gosh, somewhat for me, I feel like missed opportunities. And look, not to take anything, when a team sweeps you, they obviously did things better than you over the course of a series. But looking back at how those games went, you think back, there were moments that I think we had ourselves opportunities in which on both sides of the ball to take control of some of those games, and we just weren't able to do that. And again, like we, did a good job of like stressing Sanchez. We had a lot of base runners. We just kind of couldn't get a knockout blow. I think it was similar with Wheeler. Like we stressed him. We scored some runs. So I think that for me was a series of missed opportunities. And you know what? At the end of the day, though, Philly found a way to win 3 games.
Now, those missed opportunities, do you feel like it's something you can iron out in training and pregame practice reps, or is that just something that ebbs and flows as a baseball season goes on? Because, we were talking during that 26-8 run, a lot of things went right. During that 12-game losing streak, a lot of things went wrong. Do you chalk it up to that's baseball?
Some of it, you think, you think about the middle game there that, where they were able to score some runs off Mike. That happens, right? Guy's been so good, and sometimes, people have your number that day and get you. I think some of the, running into an out at third base on a ground ball to short. I think some of the inability to move the ball forward, when you got runners in scoring position, I think those are things that, we can improve on. And not that you'll get, hits all the time with guys in scoring position. That is also difficult, but I do think there were some, things when you talk about, on the bases, some things defensively that were very much within our control that we weren't able to execute at a level that's required to go beat a good team on the road.
Clayton McCullough with us now. You told us in the media scrum that Kyle Stowers is progressing nicely. We just saw him out there taking ground balls. Anthony Bender, a guy that's back here in Miami. You mentioned some lingering soreness in that shin after his rehab. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you guys are going to go about assessing Bender kind of moving forward?
Yeah, I think having Anthony come back here today and get around our medical group, talk things out a little bit more, and I think we also we know where we are, at this juncture of the season, and what is Anthony going to be able to potentially pitch with or not? And so I think we all probably, Anthony as well, know that this isn't going to feel great the rest of the year. Now can he physically and mentally be able to go out there and get outs in a major league game? How he thinks he's going to bounce back? So I think those are some things we're just trying to circle up on and try to get a better handle on right now. And we certainly would love to have Anthony back here, but also understand that what he's dealing with is it's a difficult one to other than some time maybe to fully knock out.
Clayton, a couple more for you. This is a Washington Nationals lineup that looks pretty different to what we've seen in recent series. Woods on the shelf, Garcia's in New York, Abrams with a night off tonight. When you look at this national lineup, though, that is near the top of the league in terms of runs scored, what jumps out?
Yeah, that's what they have. This team has scored runs. And you mentioned, Woods and Abrams have had just fantastic seasons. But the reason they've been able to score a lot of runs is also, a lot of other guys in that lineup. I think they've have some guys that handle some matchups very well, the ability to either hit right very well or hit left, and they're going to try to stress us, I'm sure, with some of the guys that can run and move the ball around. So it's still, not disappointed that James Woods isn't in there right now. He is a special hitter, but I think it's certainly not to be overlooked that this team as a group has had a fantastic offensive season.
Players Weekend. Can you do anything special shoe-wise? Is the coaching staff going to be doing anything special?
That's actually a really good question. I'm going to stick to just my normal rotation of shoes but I can't speak for the other staff members. They might have something up their sleeve.
Gotcha. Clayton McCullough, really appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Jack.
All right, Steven.
Yeah, it is a really cool weekend, Players Weekend. If you didn't know, last year Kyle Stowers, him and his wife were expecting, and he actually came out with a pink bat, and that was the gender reveal that Kyle was having a daughter, which is really cool. So we'll see, and we'll keep an eye out. I'm sure Jack and Nelly will be all over it and telling you guys what kind of cleats these guys are wearing, batting gloves. They have so many accessories now that you can really find inspiration anywhere. So good stuff from Jack and Clayton there. Marlins looking to bounce back, snap a 3-game losing streak, and get off to the right foot here in the 305. It's the first of 6. We'll play 3 with the Washington Nationals, and then we will play 3 with the Boston Red Sox. When we come back, we'll talk Ryan Gusto, what is going on with him, also what the plan is for the Washington Nationals. They're going to have an opener, but then they're going to have someone that's going to take most of the bulk. So we'll get you ahead of the count, plus some roster moves next on the Marlins Radio Network.
Upgrade your family vacation with an unforgettable escape to the Palm Beaches. From outdoor adventures and laid-back beaches to thrilling family attractions and animal encounters, the Palm Beaches have something for everyone. Discover premier resorts with creative kids clubs that will keep the little ones entertained while you enjoy world-class golf and spas. We are the original, the one, the only, the Palm Beaches. Plan your trip at thepalmbeaches.com.
In Miami, we don't drink coffee, we drink cafecito. Our pastries, we call them pastelitos. And when we want a low price, we know you always pay less with your pricito at Doral Volkswagen. Take advantage of a pricito now on all of your favorite new Volkswagen models, like a Tiguan, Jetta, Taos, Atlas, and more. Don't wait. Hurry to Doral Volkswagen today. Don't miss your chance to save on a new Volkswagen with easy financing, fast service, and the best value for your money. Because you always pay less with your pricito at Doral Volkswagen. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or start shopping for your pricito now at DoralVolkswagen.com. Present any Miami Volkswagen dealers on expired new vehicle advertisement for verification. Other Lithia dealerships do not qualify. The competing offer must be available for immediate purchase at the advertised price. The competitor's vehicle must be identically equipped as our in-stock vehicle used for comparison.
South Florida's top choice for quality signs and graphics is Metro Group Miami. With Metro Signs and Metro Wraps, no job is too big or too small for the experts at Metro Group Miami. A proud corporate partner and official signage and graphics provider of the Miami Marlins, they bring brands to life. Call them today at 954-983-6662. Visit MetroGroupMiami.com to discover what they can do for you. Metro Group Miami, signs, graphics, car wraps. They're your everything team.
This is Max Meyer, and you're listening to Marlins on Deck with Steven Strom on the Marlins Radio Network.
This is Lynn Strom, and you're listening to Marlins on Deck with Steven Strom on the Marlins Radio Network.
My mother, Lynn, bringing us back here on Women's Empowerment Night from Lone Depot Park. Let's get you some roster moves that the Marlins did make today. Logan Driscoll, he was selected from AAA Jacksonville. This was a guy that began his career with the San Diego Padres, was traded over to Tampa Bay. He is now with your Miami Marlins. He is a catcher that bats from the left side. The Marlins did option Graham Pauley, and they also transferred right-handed pitcher Will Kempner to the 60-day IL. Tonight's starting pitchers are brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or at DoralVolkswagen.com. We'll also get you ahead of the count, which is brought to you by Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy. You sip the Fruity, it's candy-coated chaos. Ryan Gusto, he will start for Miami here tonight, 27-year-old right-hander. He'll make his 12th start of the season, 17th appearance. Gusto, 0-3, 4.7 ERA, 53 2/3 innings pitched. He is K'd 49. He's walked 14. Took a no decision on Saturday in Cincy. This guy got off to a blazing start. He struck out the side in the first inning. He ends up giving up 2 earned runs on 6 hits over 4 2/3. Gave up a couple of home runs towards the latter end of his start, but here was Gusto on his outing.
I think it's a really good start to the game, really good middle of the game, and didn't end quite the way we wanted, but I think that execution wasn't really bad. I think they put together some good at-bats. There's kind of, a tip the cap type situation there, but I'm not going to let that take away from, how well, the early innings went.
Gusto's been good this month, in the month of August. 3 ERA, 14 2/3. He did throw against Washington back on June 2nd. He went 2 frames, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs. Now, the thing that's concerning about Gusto is he's given up a home run in 4 straight. This is the major league leaders in long balls this season in the Washington Nationals. But as mentioned before, C.J. Abrams, James Wood, they will not play here tonight, and Wood will not play over the weekend as well. So Gusto will go opposite Brad Lord, but I do want to highlight, we're going to get you ahead of the count with Will Dion, 26-year-old southpaw, who's going to follow Lord here today. He was traded to Washington. He was part of that Foster Griffin package. He's made 4 appearances with the Nats, 9 shutout, 9 punch-outs. He didn't factor last Saturday in Queens against the Mets after going 4 1/3 scoreless. The Nats actually ended up losing that game 5-4, but here was Blake Butera, the Nationals manager, who had high praise for Dion.
Yeah, it was huge. Like I said, Dion was, he was the MVP of the game for me by far. Just what he was able to do there, obviously keeping us in the game, but also giving us a chance tomorrow by saving some guys and not making us use the guys after him for more than an inning. Look, we got to find ways to preserve these leads.
Butera on Dion. Four-seamer, changeup, curveball, cutter, and a sinker. That four-seamer is going to sit at 91 miles per hour from Will Dion, the southpaw. He has never faced Miami before. So Ryan Gusto will start against Brad Lord here tonight. Brad Lord will get the opening assignment, but Will Dion will follow Lord. When we come back, we'll talk about this series, some storylines, and some non-negotiables for Miami. Jack McMullen joins us next on the Marlins Radio Network.
Legal battles shouldn't be fought alone, especially when your health, finances, or family's future are on the line. I'm Adam Werner. At Werner, Hoffman, Gregg, and Garcia, we guide our neighbors across the Miami, Florida community through some of life's most difficult legal transitions, from injury cases to disability cases, bankruptcy, and more. Our team is committed to providing clear guidance, strong advocacy, and dependable support every step of the way. Let our family help lead the fight so you can focus on yours. Werner, Hoffman, Gregg, and Garcia, official law firm of the Miami Marlins.
The Ritz-Carlton Key Biscayne, Miami invites you to discover a new era of coastal luxury following its $100 million transformation, where open-air design and sweeping ocean views create a seamless connection to the sea. Set across 17 acres of pristine beachfront, the resort blends island serenity with the dynamic rhythm of Miami. Experience the calm between the currents of city and sea and reserve at ritzcarlton.com or call 1-800-542-8680.
Hey, it's Joe Rose and Hollywood. Catch us weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. right here on WQAM. We've got Marlins news and everything else going on in South Florida sports, including the Canes, Heat, Panthers, and the Dolphins. Spend your mornings with us right here on the home of the Marlins, FM 104.3 WQAM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
And, of course, Joe, they can always catch all of our interviews that we do on the show on our website at WQAM.com.
Hey, turn the music down for 1 second. Listen. That annoying sound is probably nothing, right? That's how expensive repairs start. John Crook here. In baseball, ignore the signs and you will pay for it. Same thing with your car, because breakdowns don't wait until you're ready. That's why there's Car Shield. They can help cover the cost of expensive repairs. When something goes wrong, you've got a plan.
Don't get caught looking. Get a free quote today at carshield.com. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
This is Julia Strom, and you are listening to Marlins on Deck with Steven Strom on the Marlins Radio Network.
You know, I typically in the morning always make my rejoins. I got to say, Jack, these are probably my favorite today.
It's awesome.
Right?
I absolutely love you leaning into women's empowerment night at the ballpark tonight. So darn cool to see that. And, yeah, man, it has been audio excellence per usual tonight.
We got a special guest in segment 5, but we heard from Julia, Lexi, and Lynn here on Women's Empowerment Night at Lone Depot Park. Okay, we're talking non-negotiables for the Marlins. And I use this word, Jack, because they don't have C.J. Abrams and James Wood, and that is the two best players that the Washington Nationals have on their roster at this point. So you really start leaning into how do we not lose this game rather than like they're going to win this game. So my non-negotiables, my first one is walks. You cannot lose the walk battle against the Nationals, particularly because of the lineup and particularly because they like to run.
Yeah, I like that. I'll give you my first one, and my main one is keep the ball in the ballpark. And you laid out the numbers. Can you give them to me again?
Yeah.
Wood and Abrams, and did you factor in Curtis Mead as well, who got traded to Boston?
I didn't.
Or no?
I think Mead had 17 or 18.
Okay, so
something like that.
How many homers are they missing with Wood and Abrams?
59.
Okay, you got to keep this rendition of the Washington Nationals in the ballpark tonight. And I look at like a Chaparro and an Abimelec Ortiz, the 3 and 4 guys in this lineup, and even down below like Dylan Cruz in the 7 hole and then Jacob Young in the 9 hole as well. They can take the ball out of the ballpark, but they're not James Wood and they're not C.J. Abrams. So I think my first one is you got to keep the ball in the ballpark against this lineup.
Well, in order to do that, we need Ryan Gusto to perform it. And Jack, he looks so good to begin that game in Cincinnati. He K'd the side, but then I don't know if he let his foot off the gas. He gave up a couple of home runs, a couple of head-scratching home runs to get Brian Hayes. What's Gusto's game plan tonight against this Nationals lineup?
Yeah, I don't know what those necessarily were because it was on the heels of a big inning for the Marlins, and then the Hayes and McClain homers kind of got the Reds back into a groove offensively. So I think just
keep Washington out of their groove. Don't allow this lineup to become 1 through 9 deep, because frankly right now, this post-trade deadline in Sans James Wood, Sans C.J. Abrams lineup it's not awesome, to be totally honest with you. Like, they got some hot bats, but Dalen Lyle is the name that is most threatening here, and he's ripping off a 690 OPS this year. So he has to stay in his rhythm, and he has to keep Washington out of a pass the baton rhythm, because not only do they have more homers than anybody else in baseball, but they also swipe as many bags as anybody in the big leagues. And they also, like, they're so good at moving kind of station to station. You cannot let them do that, because they're one swing away from making that a very crooked number.
Well, the Marlins are 5-1 this season against the Washington Nationals. They've outscored them 33-19. And when you look about, 2 months ago, June 1st, turning points of the season, it was against these guys. The Marlins just got swept in Queens against the Mets. They go to D.C. limping, and they end up sweeping the Nationals, and that kick-started the 20-6 month that was June. So Jack and Nelly have your call at 7:10. When we come back, we'll do our Expo question. We got Steve's Guarantee. Then we're playing some Friday Night Baseball from the 305 on the Marlins Radio Network.
Visit Miccosukee Casino and Resort, where fortune meets fun. With over 1,800 slot machines, high-stakes bingo, 24/7 poker, and exciting high-limit slots, there's something for everyone to enjoy. From luxurious accommodations and exquisite dining at La Brisa to live entertainment and handcrafted cocktails at Temp Lounge, we thank you for choosing us as the premier casino, resort, brunch, and date night spot in Miami. Reimagined, redesigned. Rediscover Miccosukee Casino and Resort online at miccosukee.com.
At Loan Depot, we're big on home. Home games, home teams, home field advantage, and you better believe it, home runs. For us, home means everything, which is why we're offering more options that make buying your first home easier and more affordable. No matter where you are on your home ownership journey, round the corner to loandepot.com and let us help get you home. That's loandepot.com. We're on deck ready to hit it out of the home ownership park for you. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLC ID number 174475.
The Ritz-Carlton Key Biscayne, Miami invites you to discover a new era of coastal luxury following its $100 million transformation, where open-air design and sweeping ocean views create a seamless connection to the sea. Set across 17 acres of pristine beachfront, the resort blends island serenity with the dynamic rhythm of Miami. Experience the calm between the currents of city and sea, and reserve at ritzcarlton.com or call 1-800-542-8680.
Out here, if you're doing nothing, you're doing everything right. Though on a cruise with Norwegian, even if you're doing nothing, you're still basking in the warm sun, enjoying the peaceful ocean waves. You're breathing. Don't forget about breathing. Definitely need to be breathing. So you get to do nothing, or everything, but you still need to be breathing. It's like really important.
Experience the difference with cruises to Alaska, the Caribbean, and Europe. Norwegian Cruise Line. It's different out here. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Norwegian Cruise Line ships registry the Bahamas and USA.
This is Clementina Felix Strom, and you're listening to Marlins on Deck with my husband, Steven Strom.
My favorite rejoin of the night, my beautiful wife, mi amor, te amo mucho. As we welcome you back here, Women's Empowerment Night here at Loan Depot Park. Let's get to our X-Poll question today at Marlins Radio. What former Marlin infield coach is now the field coordinator for the Nationals? Make sure to vote at Marlins Radio. You know, before we get to Steve's Guarantee, let's actually pause for station identification. This is the Marlins Radio Network.
Marlins baseball on WQAM-FM and HD1 Miramar. WQAM-AM Miami and Odyssey Sports Station.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
Well, our Steve's Guarantee, which I do need to throw to that in just a couple of seconds here. I only have two for you tonight because I just want to be honest. I just want to be authentic. So let's throw to it. I got two Steve's Guarantees right now.
Almost time to play ball. First pitch coming up in moments. Steve's Guarantees coming up now.
Give me a first inning run for the Miami Marlins. It was a frustrating series in Philadelphia. It just felt like every time the Marlins threw a punch, Philly would come back and throw two. Marlins would go for a knockout, they would duck, and then knock out the Marlins. I want Miami here tonight to put their foot on the gas, get up on this Nationals team early, get to Brad Lord, who gave up a couple of runs in Queens in his last start. So I got the Marlins scoring in the opening frame. As I work my way down, You know who hasn't hit a home run in a very long time? Augustin Ramirez. It's happening tonight. His ABs have been a lot better. I think as a DH, he has not homered since April 20th at the big league level. Give me an Augustin Ramirez home run here tonight. Folks, I hope you got the itch for first pitch, because when we come back, Jack McMullen paints a picture. Jeff Nelson, he's ready to rock. Starting lineups in first pitch is right around the corner. Thanks for tuning in to the Marlins On Deck pregame show. I'm Steven Strom. Let's flip the M together, Miami. Marlins baseball. It is next on the Marlins Radio Network.
In baseball, the Gold Glove. Go